So about 6 years ago, I really began an intentional practice of limiting myself. And one of the real basic ways I began to do that was I just began hanging out at my local coffee shop. And I began going there like 5 days a week and just taking meetings there as a pastor, reading books there, hanging out, and just saying, I'm going to be grounded in this spot. I'm going to get to know people here. You know, fast forward 6 years now, and when I walk in there, it's rare that I don't know several of the people that are in that coffee shop. You know, I know the owners are close friends now. You know, the managers close friends. They've all joined us in community now, in Fountain Parish, and it's become one of probably the simplest but most fruitful things that I've done. And in that way, in that coffee shop, I began to say, ask the question, what is my neighborhood like? You know, how am I shaped by my neighborhood in ways that I don't even realize it? And where am I seeing God already breaking in and bringing shalom in this neighborhood? Learning how to savor shalom, savor God in the everyday moment, through what we take in, through what we see, through what we hear, even through what we taste, you know, through our senses. How can we savor the goodness of God in the everyday moment in our neighborhood? I began to just gather with some of my neighbors and just tossed out the idea, what would it be like for us to dream together to make our block an even better place to live, you know, an even safer place for our children, because many of us have small children. And I was just amazed at the kind of neighbors that I have, the ideas that they had, and just the goodness that is all around me that I got to be a part of just by listening to their voices and hearing the ideas that they came up with. And so one of them was, you know, this little free library that is across the street. Another neighbor down the street came up with the idea of a sort of a share hut, and the concept of in the summers it's larger and there's a couple benches built off of it, and many of us have gardens, and so we could when we harvest, take a little bit of what we pull out of our gardens and put it in the share hut to share with each other. If we do it together, you know, we will experience more of this thing that we're longing for. And it's not just me that's longing for it. All my neighbors are longing for this thing. What is it? It's shalom, right? It's a little bit of how life is meant to be. You know, neighbors getting to know each other, neighbors doing small things to support one another, to create a network together, to care for each other. And in that, I don't think anyone else would call it shalom. I would call it shalom. Maybe they would call it the life that we desire, right? What I love about that is it takes the emphasis off of just what we do when we gather together, and it puts it on what we do in the neighborhood and how we experience God, and in community as well, in the everyday.